Good morning, children. Hope that you all are doing well by the grace of God. Today we are going to start our first chemistry chapter, that is matter in our surroundings. Are you ready? Let us start our class with an activity. Take a glass of water. Here you can see the level of water in the beaker. Take one stone. Does it have mass? Yes, it has mass. I am going to put this stone inside this glass. What did you observe? Yes, the water level is increased. Do you know why? When we put this stone inside this water, it took up some space by displacing this water, which results in increasing the water level. This shows that this stone requires some space to occupy. Let us do another activity. Take an empty glass and add some water into it. Here I use colored water for this experiment. You can use plain water also. Here this water is filled to the brim of the glass. Can I add more water to this? Or what will happen if I add more water to it? Yes, it flows out. Here you can see that excess water is actually flows out. What does it mean? This particular glass has some capacity. We cannot add more water into it than what it can hold. This experiment illustrates that water occupies space and it has some definite volume. Clear? Does air occupy space? Let's see. For that we are going to do a very simple experiment. Is anything inside this glass? Yes, you are correct. There is air in it. How about now? Do you think still air in it? Let's see. We are going to place this glass inside this vessel containing water and see what happens. Did you see air bubbles coming out? Where did you think these air bubbles come from? It is not coming out from this water. There is air inside this glass, and this air tries to escape out in the form of air bubbles when we place it inside this vessel. From this experiment, we can conclude that air also occupies space and it has mass also. In all the three activities, we had observed that the stone, water and air require some space to occupy and they have mass also. If we consider a pen or book or any other solid substances, they also occupy space and have mass also. Since all these objects occupy space and mass or volume, we can call them as matter. Then can you define matter?
Yes, you are correct. Matter is anything that occupies space and has some mass. So everything around us is a matter. It can be a solid, liquid or gas.
Let us move to our next portion. this also starts with an activity. Do you know what is this? Yes, this is potassium permanganate. Is this a matter? Yes. Since it occupies space and has mass, this is a matter. Take a small amount of this potassium permanganate and add this in a glass of water. Then stir it well. You got potassium permanganate solution. Take a small amount of this potassium permanganate and add this to another glass containing water. Stir it well. Then take out a small amount of this solution from the second beaker and add this to the third one. What did you observe? The color of potassium permanganate in this first beaker is dark violet color. When the solution is repeatedly diluted, the intensity of the color gradually decreases. But even in this last beaker, you can observe a light pink color. If you keep on diluting this solution like this for 5 to 8 times, there also you will observe a light pink color. What does it mean? A very few crystals of potassium permanganate can color large amount of water.
2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate consist of millions of tiny particles which keep on dividing themselves into smaller and smaller particles, and that can be transferred from one glass to another, thereby causing the water in each glass to become pink in color. So we can conclude that matter is made up of particles, and these particles are very small in size.
Today we have learned the definition of matter and its property. Matter is made up of particles, and those particles are too small also. Hope that you have understood. You should revise this portion. Thank you.